Hello everybody, this is Norris again with my RWBY Grimm Eclipse difficulty solo walkthrough. This is chapter 6, end of the line, and I'm using Weiss. Now this is another sped up video that's half the length it should be, and while 14 minutes isn't super long anyway, the beginning sequence here only goes on for a couple of minutes, but then the rest of it is what this video is going to be covering. And there's going to be a transition later on as well, because I actually did die in this mission, and quite badly, because I went for ages fighting that same super mutant Grimm I did in the last video, but I died to it. Because Weiss just isn't as capable, but I wanted to mix up the characters a little bit for the sake of diversity in a way. The good kind of diversity, not the fake, pushed kind of one. But in the last one, the super mutant Beowulf, I have to preface, they're not like the Urs where they can tank tons of damage and only heavy attacks make them vulnerable as much as they are. You can stand at a distance and shoot the super mutant Beowulfs. I'll just call them super Beowulfs from now on. You can shoot the super Beowulfs until they're dead, and it doesn't do all that much damage, but you can still do it to wear them down. And again, like I said before, you need to be prepared to parry them, otherwise the fight's going to go on for a very long time. And then when you do parry them, go in for a super attack, and they die very quickly. Otherwise, yeah, it's going to take forever to do so. And when you fight more than one of them, that's when the real challenge is just finding an opportunity to go in there and kill them all. And out of all the walkthroughs that I've been getting ready to commentate so far, I feel like this one's definitely going to be more of one of the side quest ones. The ones that don't really need to walk through. No one really cares about this game, no one cares about anything else to do with this or what I have to say, but you know, this has still been fun to do and I still enjoy it, and I feel like after all the effort I've put into playing Grimm Eclipse and gotten really good at it, I feel like it's kind of a waste just to not do it, you know? I thought a bit more about my commentary and the way I've been going on about it, and while I've become a lot more confident in speaking and doing and everything, I do wish that I could speak more here and sound like how I do in real life compared to here, because in real life, well, when I'm talking to my mates or just with general people in public, I'm not that bad. I'm actually pretty well spoken, whereas here I'm kind of stumbling, I'm thinking ahead of what I'm actually saying. It's not great, and it's not professional, I know, but I feel like it's okay to be professional here, or somewhat kind of serious sounding and almost monotone, because you know, at the end of the day, it's not about how I sound, it's about, you know, teaching you guys. It's about learning and about helping you get through tough games or games with high difficulties and getting those achievements and those trophies you might desire. I don't care as much about them anymore, but just simply doing the challenge itself is reason enough. Because if the game's fun, then I don't mind what sort of challenges I get put in front of me, I'll still do it. It's quite interesting too, because there's a YouTuber that I watch who doesn't have all that many subscribers, but you know, he didn't need to make a 20-minute video on why he thinks Souls games are bad and why he doesn't like them, but you know, I couldn't disagree. I do think Souls games are good, the way they're designed and everything, for the most part, and I think there's a lot to love about them, and when I find a really good one, like whether it's the mainline series or even Code Vein, which is probably my favourite Souls-like, and that's why I'm excited for the second game coming out soon. It comes out in about a week, I think. I get stuck there, that was bad, I was panicking there, but yeah, I do like them. But I do think they are made difficult for difficulty's sake, and the idea of butting your head against the wall until you learn how to beat an enemy that has tons of gimmicks and tricks and ways to kill you in some bullshit ways, I just don't think that's fun or fair. And while that's kind of the point, you know, you're supposed to be an underdog, you're supposed to be a nobody taking on crazy monsters and gods and stuff like that, and there definitely is an appeal to that, you know, the whole David versus Goliath thing. But at the same time, that's why I've always preferred games like the old God of Wars, like Devil May Cry and like Ninja Gaiden and all that, because you are playing as a very capable action hero. You are a big deal, and the game makes a point of that. You are crazy OP, you are insanely strong, but if you give them an inch, if you make a big mistake against your enemies, they will capitalize on it, they will punish you, and they will rightfully kill you. You are fast, you are strong, but if you let your guard down, you're dead. That's the kind of gameplay I prefer. So in a way, I don't mind that you die super quick in Souls games. I just don't like how you have to manage a stamina bar. I don't like how you have to roll slowly, or that when you go to attack an enemy, you can barely interrupt them. so that they're standing there for ages baiting you, and you go in for an attack, and before you know it, you know, you finally go to strike, and then they decide to strike at the same time, but because they can't get interrupted and you can, they armor through everything that you do, and they kill you. I'm a little bit confused here because I'm fighting two Urs when I should have been... There we go. So the footage doesn't have that long to go, but trust me, you know, doing a heavy attack when you can, holding it down, is the way to go against these things, but sometimes you will have to parry. So maybe I got it wrong. Maybe this is a walkthrough where I understood how to fight these things better, and that I need to do this. But look how quickly I'm close to dying all the time. This is not fun. They're always on your ass, they're always doing some crazy stuff. That crystal attack they do, that's very easy to capitalize on, but it's everything else they do that's annoying. Especially that attack right there. So little by little I'm just getting around them, trying to find a gap, hoping that one of my heavy attacks will put them into a stun state where I can do a lot more damage. Just keep bobbing and weaving. It'll take some time to kill them, but you know, it's necessary if you want to get through it. And if you're playing by yourself, if you had a co-op partner, you'd be able to get someone to distract one of them so you can fight them one-on-one, and it's not so bad at that point. And so I decided to use an ultimate just to try and shave off a bit more health, trying to get rid of this one here, so I only have to fight one of them and it becomes a lot easier. And I succeed. He's down, so this one becomes a lot easier because I can just simply move out of the way, do that, and none of them can interrupt me. Get the stun in. And then you just have to go out through here, get in the shipping container attached to the crane, and you move on to the next mission. So that's it for Chapter 6. I'll see you in Chapter 7.